Prepare for maximum impact. See mega chainsaws, beastly chippers, and industrial harvesters dominate. Witness unbelievable jaw-dropping machine force exclusively on Techbeast TV. Strap in for a high-octane spectacle, your ultimate adventure with giant machines. Rev up, Timber Titans. The Caterpillar 522B isn't just a machine. It's Paul Bunyan's rebellious cousin on a Red Bull bender. This hulking legend packs a 150 horsepower Cat C7.6 engine. Translation, enough muscle to bench press a Sequoia. At 26 feet long and 30,000 pounds, it's basically the Godzilla of logging, minus the radioactive breath. Its hydraulics? Imagine a Texas twister cranked to 11, slinging logs like a rodeo champ ropes calves. 18 tons of timber? Child's play. The cab? Think first-class airline seat meets cowboy chic. Heated, air-cushioned thrones so plush, you'll forget you're not binge-watching Netflix. With 1,150 hours of battle-tested grit, this beast scoffs at dirt, dust, and deadlines like a Wall Street trader on espresso. But fair warning, its fuel appetite could guzzle cash faster than a frat boy at a tailgate. So, is the 522B worth splurging your moonshine money on? Or should you hitch your wagon to John Deere's green machine? Yeehaw, your vote below. Team Cat or Team Deere? Let's turn this comment section into a Main Street showdown. The John Deere 295 4D isn't just a logging rig, it's the Taylor Swift of heavy machinery. Unstoppable, chart-topping, and haters gonna hate. Picture a 271 horsepower engine that growls like a grizzly bear on a Monster Energy bender. This beast could outmuscle a pickup truck full of Iowa corn farmers. Its Timber-Matic system, smarter than a Silicon Valley AI, plotting log routes with the laser focus of Tom Brady eyeing an end zone fade. At 32 feet long and 11 feet wide, it bulldozes terrain like a Midwest tornado chasing a trailer park. Mud? Rocks? Please. This rig chews them up faster than a Joey Chestnut hot dog record. The cockpit? Think Tesla meets Cracker Barrel. Climate control so crisp you'll forget you're not sipping pumpkin spice lattes. And seats so ergonomic they'll have you napping harder than a retiree in a Florida rocking chair. Sure, old-timers might grumble. We logged with axes and grit. But let's face it, this tech's slicker than a Wall Street broker's haircut. Y'all ready to rumble? The Timber Pro TL775D isn't just a logger, it's Dwayne Johnson in flannel, bulldozing forests with the subtlety of a fireworks finale. This rig's 300 horsepower Cummins engine doesn't purr, it screams like a monster truck at a state fair, while the Quadco 27C head chops timber faster than a TikTok trend goes viral. At 35 feet long and 12 feet wide, it scales 35-degree slopes like a meth-fueled mountain goat, tethered winch and all. Its hydrostatic drive, pure torque sorcery, enough to yank a SpaceX rocket backward, moving 500 cubic yards of logs daily. Internet nerds swear it's 20% more efficient than Grandpa's clunker. But let's address the elephant in the woods. $850,000. A price tag that'll empty your bank account faster than a Kardashian drains a credit card. Old-timers may bark, we used elbow grease. But let's be real, this tech's slicker than a buttered-up slip and slide. Eco-warriors? They'll howl about deforestation, but this beast trims waste like a Michelin star chef. Call it the Beyond Meat of logging. So is the TL75D the LeBron James of forestry, or should we stand Tiger Cat like it's Beyoncé dropping a surprise album? Yodel your opinions below. Team Timber Pro or Team Tree Hugger? Let's turn this comment section into a Walmart parking lot brawl. Meet the Scania R540, a timber-hauling beast that tears through forests like a hot knife through diner pancakes. With a 540 horsepower DC-13 engine, growling like a rock anthem, and an Opticruise transmission smoother than a Nashville ballad, this rig hauls 40 tons of logs over 27 feet of muddy trails. Its telematics? Smarter than a logistics nerd riding shotgun. Forums buzz about its 10% better fuel efficiency. Easy on your wallet and the planet. The cab's plush seats and climate control beat your uncle's lazy boy during the Super Bowl. Old school truckers might scoff. Luxuries for rookies. But who's grinning when fatigue fades fast? Eco warriors cry, tree killer, yet its green engine fires back. Is the R540 the logging road champ? Or do Peterbilt and Kenworth fans disagree? Like if you're Team Scania, or flex your beast in the comments. Lock and load timber titans. The Komatsu 895 ain't just a forwarder. It's the Patrick Mahomes of logging gear, slinging logs with the swagger of a Super Bowl MVP. This brute totes a 20-ton payload like it's hauling groceries, while its crane arm could bench press a Ford F-150 before breakfast. At 36 feet long and 10 feet wide, it devours 110 tons of timber hourly, faster than a Black Friday mob at a Walmart flat screen sale. The Maxi Explorer system? Sharper than a New York deli counter guy's wit, stacking logs with the precision of a NASA engineer. Built like a linebacker on keto, it tramples mud and rocks like they're TikTok dance challenges, all while sipping diesel with 10% more efficiency than its rivals. Call it the Prius of the Pine Woods. But let's cut through the sawdust. Skeptics might sneer, my grandpa's wheelbarrow moved more lumber. Yet this rig's tech is slicker than a Hollywood agent's pitch. Tree huggers, they'll side-eye, but those low-pressure tracks whisper, relax, I'm greener than a St. Paddy's parade. So is the 895 the GOAT of forwarders, or are you swiping right for Ponce or John Deere like they're Tinder hotties? The LogMax 9000 isn't just a harvester head. It's the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of forestry gear. Ripped, relentless, and ready to smack down trees like they owe it money. This brute weighs 2,000 pounds of pure American muscle, chomping through logs from 8-inch saplings to 30-inch monsters faster than a raccoon raids a campsite cooler. Its 4-roller feed system grips timber tighter than a southern grandma's hug at a family reunion, hauling logs at 15 feet per second. Speed that'd leave Usain Bolt eating sawdust. Built with steel tougher than a New York bouncer, it laughs at splinters, rocks, and tantrum-throwing stumps like their amateur night at the comedy club. Industry nerds swear it cranks out 20% more logs than Grandpa's rusty old head, making it the forest's version of a Michelin star chef. All precision, zero waste. But let's stir the pot. Purists might grumble, real loggers don't need gadgets. Tell that to the rookies slicing like pros with this tech. Eco warriors? They'll clutch their reusable straws, but this head's accuracy saves more trees than a bored Boy Scout. So, is the 9000 the undisputed MVP? Or are you standing Waratah or Quadco like they're the Beatles of logging? The Carlton 7015 TRX ain't just a grinder. It's the Hulk on caffeine, smashing stumps into confetti like it's auditioning for a Marvel sequel. This diesel-powered Titan rocks a 74 horsepower Kohler engine that growls louder than a Texas BBQ pitmaster defending his brisket recipe. Its razor cutting wheel slashes 15 inches underground with a 70-inch swing, slicing through oak stumps like they're butter at a pancake breakfast. At 10 feet long and 35 inches wide, shrinking from 48 like a transformer mid-battle, it tiptoes through gates gentler than a raccoon sneaking into a campsite. 5.3 side ground pressure means your lawn stays prettier than a Nashville honky-tonk on Saturday night, while its 4-speed tracks switch from NASCAR zoom to mud-bogging beast mode faster than a TikTok trend. But let's get messy. Sure, that battleship gray paint screams, "I'm here to work," but Karen's next door will whine, "It's tearing up my petunias." Newsflash, Karen, your hydrangeas were already doomed. Old schoolers might grunt, "Real men use shovels." Cool story, boomer. Meanwhile, operators are crushing stumps via wireless remote like they're playing Call of Duty, Backyard Edition. So is the 7015 TRX the undisputed stump king? Or are you Team Bandit or Vermeer, ready to throw hands like it's a Walmart parking lot feud? Smash that like button if Carlton's your ride or die, or rant below like a New Yorker arguing about pizza crust. Let's turn these comments into a demolition derby. The Facon FTX 150 isn't just a mulcher. It's the Captain America of forestry, saving ecosystems while drop-kicking brush into oblivion. This green machine hybrid packs a 150 horsepower Cummins engine that purrs like a Detroit muscle car on nitro, paired with steel tracks that glide over terrain gentler than a southern grandma's pie crust. 3.8 psi ground pressure? So light, it's basically tiptoeing. Take notes, ballerinas. The BH85 SD Bullhog head spins faster than a TikTok dance craze, shredding 8-inch trees into mulch finer than hipster beer glitter. At 20 feet long and 8 feet wide, it clears 4 acres daily, landscaping speed that'd make a Kentucky Derby horse blush. Facon Power Management optimizes hydraulics smoother than a Silicon Valley algorithm, boosting productivity by 20%. Translation: more time for post-work beer 30. The Scania R650 V8 ain't just a truck. It's the Bruce Springsteen of logging rigs, belting out horsepower anthems while hauling 40 tons of timber like it's a midnight run to Waffle House. This beast's 650 horsepower V8 doesn't just purr, it screams like a guitar solo at a Bon Jovi concert, towing loads smoother than a diner waitress slinging pie. At 28 feet long and 8 feet wide, it glides through mud pits like a line dancer at a honky-tonk, thanks to an air suspension softer than a grandma's biscuit recipe. The 16-speed gearbox, pure control, sharper than a Texan's BBQ tongs. And that retarder brake tames downhill drops like a rodeo clown dodging bulls. 10% safer than the competition because surviving your style points. But let's stir the gravy. That cab's leather seats and touchscreen dash are fancier than a Vegas suite. Old school truckers might grunt. Back in my day, we had vinyl and a compass. Tree huggers? They'll side-eye the diesel, but Scania's Euro 6 engine sips fuel like a hipster nursing a cold brew. The Timberjack 810B ain't just a forwarder. It's the Aaron Rodgers of winter logging, slinging logs through blizzards like game-winning Hail Marys. This frostbitten beast rocks a 130 horsepower Cummins engine that plows snowdrifts like a Zamboni on Red Bull, while its 8-ton payload gets hauled smoother than a sledder down a Duluth hill. At 22 feet long and 9 feet wide, it's built like a Yeti's snowmobile, tackling icy slopes with an articulated frame that pivots sharper than a Minnesotan's "Oh, just gonna sneak past you." The cab, a panoramic snow globe with heaters cranked to sauna mode, Operators stay toastier than a Dunkin' Donuts cruller. Chain-ready tires grip ice like a toddler clutching a candy cane, while 15% more winter output than wheeled wimps. That's colder than the Minnesota nice side-eye you get for not shoveling your walk. But let's shovel the drama. Old-timers might growl, "We logged with frostbite and determination." Cool story. Meanwhile, this rig's precision turns snow chaos into a Swiss clock. Tree huggers? They'll whine, but its low ground pressure treads lighter than a snowflake on a hot tub. So, is the 810B the ultimate snow slayer? Or are you Team Komatsu or Ponce, ready to rumble like a Black Friday doorbuster? Smash that like button if you're Timberjack tough, or frostbite your fury below like a Packers fan in Vikings territory. Let's turn these comments into a Winter Carnival showdown. The Moorbark 5048X isn't just a chipper, it's the Dolly Parton of forestry gear. Big horsepower, bigger personality, and turning timber into treasure like a Nashville hitmaker. This beast Caterpillar 5.8 engine cranks out 1,200 horsepower, enough juice to power a small town's Christmas lights and make a Hellcat owner question their life choices. Its 50-inch drum, wider than a Texas smile, gulping whole trees like a teenager inhales pizza rolls, spitting out 150 tons of chips hourly. The Advantage 3 drum, armored in AR450 steel, shreds logs into uniform perfection, whether you're crafting biomass confetti or microchips for hipster campfires. 10 or 20 knives? Your call, chef. Efficiency's up 15% because wasting time is so 1990. But let's rustle feathers. Purists might sneer. Real chippers don't need touchscreens. Tell that to the Moorbark integrated control system, sipping 10% less diesel, eco-friendlier than a Prius at a hemp festival. Tree huggers, they'll moan, but this rig's sloped-in feed grips branches tighter than a toddler clings to a candy bar. The Mechalac 11W isn't just a wheel excavator, it's the Travis Kelce of forestry gear, agile, loud, and touchdown ready. This all-terrain beast flexes a 75 horsepower engine that revs like a Mustang GT at a Daytona tailgate, paired with a 3-part boom that swings 360 degrees, dodging trees like a line dancer at a Texas honky-tonk. At 20 feet long and 8 feet wide, this 11-ton Titan pirouettes on 4-wheel steering tighter than a backroad U-turn, hoisting 3 tons of logs 10 feet high, aka stacking timber like Jenga on steroids. The Vosh grapple saw, pure lumberjack wizardry, slicing and gripping logs with the precision of a sushi chef on espresso. Forestry forums swear it cranks 20% more output, even on terrain rougher than a teenager's TikTok apology. But let's stir the sawdust. Traditionalists might sneer, wheels belong on tractors, not loggers. Tell that to its high-clearance undercarriage, scoffing at mud like a frat boy at a salad bar. Eco-critics, they'll squawk, but its low ground pressure treads gentler than a hipster's kombucha buzz. So is the 11W the MVP of multitasking? Or are you Team Caterpillar or Komatsu, ready to throw gloves like a hockey enforcer? Smash that like button if Mechalac's your main squeeze, or roast rivals below like a burnt brisket at a BBQ cook-off. Let's turn these comments into a Friday night cage match. The John Deere 121.0E ain't just a forwarder, it's the Travis Kelce of logging gear, trucking timber with the swagger of a game-winning touchdown drive. This Green Giant's 190 horsepower engine pulls harder than a pickup stuck in a Midwestern mud pit, hauling 13 tons of logs through swamps steeper than your uncle's conspiracy theories. At 23 feet long and 9 feet wide, it glides over soft terrain like a buttered biscuit on a hot plate, thanks to a 4-axle, long bogie design that laughs at mud season. The CF7 crane snatches logs with a 27-foot reach, ninja quick like a raccoon raiding a campsite. And the Timbermatic system, smarter than a Silicon Valley startup, stacking wood with 15% more precision than your average lumberjack's eyeballing. That 360-degree cab gives operators a view sharper than a bald eagle spotting a trout. No neck cramps required. But let's stir the sawdust. Old schoolers might growl. Back in my day, we used grit and a compass. Sure, Grandpa. Meanwhile, this rig's sipping fuel like a hipster's oat milk latte, leaving Komatsu and Ponce in the dust. Eco-warriors? They'll squawk, but those low-impact tracks tread gentler than a hipster's carbon footprint. So, is the 1210E the MVP of Muddy Mayhem? Or are you Team Tiger Cat, revving for a cage match? Smash that like button if you bleed John Deere green, or roast rivals below like a marshmallow at a bonfire. The Wood-Mizer WB2000 ain't just a sawmill. It's the Elvis Presley of lumberjacks, turning logs into boards smoother than a moonshine-soaked love ballad. This beast rocks a 50-horsepower electric motor that purrs like a Chevy Bel Air on a Sunday cruise, slicing logs from 8-inch twigs to 36-inch titans, up to 40 feet long, with a 6-ton appetite. It's 75mm or 100mm blades. Thin kerf magic that squeezes 15% more boards from each log, like a coupon-clipping grandma at a Black Friday sale. The twin railhead and quad post design, built tougher than a Texas Longhorn, laughing off log loads like they're feather pillows. Operators control the chaos via a 12-inch touchscreen and joystick. Precision so sharp, it's like playing Minecraft in God mode. And that 2-camera live feed, expandable to 4, because why not spy on your lumber like a reality TV producer? But let's split the log. Old-timers might grumble, "Where's the sweat and sawdust?" while clutching their hand-cranked saws. Meanwhile, this rig's CBN-sharpened blades cut cleaner than a Marine's buzz cut, saving trees like a woodland superhero. Eco-snobs, they'll squawk, but this mill's greener than a saint. Patrick's Day Parade. So is the WB2000 the undisputed lumber lord? Or are you Team Baker or Norwood, ready to duel like Hatfields versus McCoys? Smash that like button if Wood-Mizer's your sawmill sweetheart, or bark hotter takes below than a campfire marshmallow inferno. Let's turn these comments into a bluegrass battle royale. Meet the Rayco C260, the mulching marvel that combines Yankee ingenuity with more horsepower than a herd of wild Mustangs. This ain't your granddaddy's lawnmower. It's the Swiss Army knife of land clearing, perfect for folks who treat dense brush like a Black Friday crowd at Walmart. Strap in, because we're diving into this bad boy with the precision of a NASA engineer and the flair of a 4th of July barbecue. Under the hood, this beast roars to life with a 260 horsepower Cummins QSB 6.7 turbo diesel, delivering 730 foot-pounds of torque that could probably launch your uncle's barbecue grill into orbit. At 20 feet long and 8 feet wide, its steel-tracked chassis floats over swamps like a pontoon boat at a Florida retiree party. From the immense power of the Cat 522B to the versatility of the Rayco C260, these machines showcase the incredible advancements in forestry and logging technology. Thanks for joining us on Techbeast TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thrilling content on the biggest and best machinery out there. See you next time.